Hello and welcome to the Tongue of the Trees channel. I'm Elizabeth Ashley, the Secret Healer, and I understand you want to know about what is lavender essential oil good for. Well, come to the right place. I have 30 years professional experience as an aromatherapist. I am the author of the Secret Healer manuals, of which there are 20, and the co-creator of these beautiful cards, Tongue of the Trees. Now, lavender, the aromatherapist's oil, the most important aromatherapy oil. And so the story, if you like, the themes of lavender are vast. We could talk for hours. So I'm only going to cover the physical properties in this video. So what do I mean by that? So the physical properties, what does it do to your actual body? Now, over and above that, it has amazing effects. Probably its most important effects really are on the emotional health of the person, their mental health, their spiritual pathways, not necessarily religious, but kind of a journey back to yourself, your development of you over your lifetime. Lavender is incredibly helpful for that. But all of that, if you want to access that, when you get to the end of the video, I'll show you how to access another video that goes far more deeply than this one. And not only will we cover that, but we'll also cover the safety aspects. If there's any interactions with drugs you need to be aware of. Can you use it in pregnancy? Can you use it around the animals, around your family, etc., etc. But for now, let's just talk about the physical properties of lavender, and I'm going to go to my book because I'm not lazy. So, historical successes of using essential oil have included the ability to restore balance, whether to mind, body or spirit, and I think that is probably the most important reason why we use lavender essential oil. Really, it's very, very soothing, and it kind of brings you back to a point of equilibrium where you feel your normal point, if you like. So things like shock, massive stress, insomnia, all of these things that kind of push you over the edge, lavender brings you back. Insomnia is a definite indication of lavender. It's tremendous at relaxing you to sleep. And in this video we won't talk about how I would use it, but there are some lovely ways to use it, and we will touch on that in the next video if you decide to pop over. You know, my mum was in aromatherapy. She was one of the first aromatherapists in the UK. She was one of the founder members of the International Federation of Aromatherapy. So I was brought up with essential oils, and lavender was one of her favourites. If you had a tumble, she would always use it to clean up some wounds, just a small little drop to make sure that it was nice and clean, take the sting out, definitely. You know, what do we call them, boo-boos for kids, you know, really hurt, don't they? Lavender takes that off. But also, and we'll talk about this more in the other video, but lavender's proven to reduce our perception of pain. So if we believe something is going to hurt, then it hurts more. That's called the cognitive aspect of pain. So in the same way, if we believe that lavender will ease the pain, not only does our mind remember, oh yes, that does help, but actually it takes the sting out as well. So it is actually taking the sting out of the knee, but also how the brain perceives the pain. So that's very, very useful too. I've put coughs, colds, catarrh, sinusitis, influenza, yes, all of those, but I wouldn't have said that they were the best oils. Not the best use of the lavender, to be fair. If you've got nothing else, fantastic, use it, but I would go eucalyptus tea tree, something like that, but it is useful. Important treatment for burns, and I'll probably get thrown out of every society because everybody says, no, this is not right, you shouldn't do this anymore because it increases skin sensitization, but you only burn yourself occasionally, and I'm sorry, I still believe this to be true. If you put a drop of neat lavender oil on a burn, it will not only take the sting out, but it will heal it over. Now, there are plenty of people out there who will say dilute it into a carrier oil, but the carrier oil sizzles on the heat. So I'm going to stand my ground here, put it on neat, okay? Just 1 or 2 drops, and only on the burn bit, and only use it that way when you have a burn. So please don't put it on neat the rest of the time for, I don't know, just because you want to feel relaxed or what have you, because it does lead to skin sensitization over a long period of time. And as I say, Mum's been an aromatherapist for, oh, she won't thank me for saying nearly 40 years, but she has. And so I have been around production of essential oil properties, products for a long time. And I can tell you, if you're around lavender too much, which we always were, it'll give you a headache as well. So just be careful of that. Just make sure the room's ventilated and stuff. And it probably applies to all essential oils, but because you use lavender more, it can lead to a headache. So just be wary of that. In the same way though, it's actually indicated for headache. So, and what I would do is, you know, the soft bit here that's dipped in the temples, just dilute it into some carrier oil and just massage into the temples, and that's extremely good for headaches. Muscular pain. I feel like I'm talking about my childhood a lot in this video. Sorry, I don't always do that. But I am a trained ballet dancer, and we always used to put an order in for a new bottle of lavender essential oil in August, to make sure that we had plenty topped up for when I was going back to ballet on the first week of September, because it hurts after a break. So if you have been, you know, you're pushing it a little bit too much, 2 or 3 drops in the bath, oh, fantastic. Rheumatism and arthritis cannot be beaten, because this is your soothing aspect, and sometimes soothing will be soothing to the mind, soothing to the emotions, but also soothing to pain, and just ache. You know how you do when you sometimes, after a ballet lesson, or after, you know, if you've got rheumatism or arthritis and they've got that pain in the joints and it's relentless, lavender is so good for A, calming down the transmission of the nerve signaling, but B, just putting your brain right and going, yeah, but actually I don't think it's that bad. Well, I don't think it's that bad. It calms down the nerve signaling. It calms down the perception of the pain. Very, very important. Menstrual pain. I'm tucking over in my head and saying, would I give it to everybody with menstrual pain? Despite being, and let's be honest, it is an old lady's fragrance. It is. It's very good for teenagers on a lot of different levels. So moody teenagers, angst, social anxiety, any kind of anxiety issues, lavender. In the same way, oily skin, lavender. Periods, period pain, lavender, fantastic. And as you get older, it still would be indicated, but I think as you get older, then you kind of urge more towards clary sage, or in a blend, lavender and clary sage and geranium in a blend. But yeah, because it's got that griping effect, hasn't it? And so, and lavender goes and release, let it go. It's very Lovely, lovely medicine that way. Let me just check I'm on the right page. Yes, I am. Palpitations and reduces high blood pressure. It definitely does do that, because there's lots of clinical trials now that do tests on anxiety, and to be able to gauge anxiety you have to gauge physical responses, and one of the physical responses of anxiety would be the blood pressure, and it definitely brings it down. If, however, you were suffering from high blood pressure, I would say use lavender to bring the stress down, but I would also say clary sage and ylang ylang would be better. But also, if you've got palpitations and your heart's going like that, why? Probably stress. Probably stress, and so lavender is absolutely the right thing to choose in that situation. I said earlier about greasy skin, teenage spotty skin in particular, heading towards acne. Mix it with some bergamot, definitely. However, bergamot has certain issues with phototoxicity, so you would have to use it in quite low dilutions of the bergamot. Hop on over to my bergamot video to understand that. You don't want to use too much or else you'll get blotchy skin, but lavender and bergamot, fantastic for acne. Depression, hysteria, I think both of those are obvious, probably long books in their own right, but you can jump straight on that, can't you? It soothes you, it calms you, it's wonderful. It's wonderful, really. And insomnia, we've talked about that. So that's the physical aspects of lavender. In a book of 100 chapters, we've probably covered just one in the physical. Lavender has so many much more far-reaching indications, emotionally particularly, but also spiritually and mentally, and we'll look at that in this other video. If you want to hop on over to that, if you look in the description, it's just in the top of the description box below. We'll also look at the safety indications. To be fair, lavender's fairly safe for everybody to use, but in those videos we always look at is it safe in pregnancy, is it safe in breastfeeding, is it safe around the cat, is it safe around the dog, is it safe on children, what's the maximum dilution that I should use, what's the most amount I should put in my carrier. But what's more interesting, I think, in the lavender one is my co-creator for these cards. I am not in any way responsible for how beautiful they are. I wrote the poems that go with them in the book that talk as if the lavender is talking back to you, and how it will give you support. But the guy that who's started this is a Hungarian aromatherapist called Gergely Halodi. Beautiful aromatherapist, and where I'm good at the theory, he's fantastic at the practical side, particularly of blending. And so in that video we will also look at which essential oils he would blend with lavender. So if you decide to pop along, I'll just give you a synopsis of all the different things that we'll cover. As I say, emotional, spiritual, mental, the chakras that it works on, safety, blending, and different ways that I would use lavender. Then it will tell you how to access this book for free. More importantly, it will tell you more about this card and the Tongues of the Trees cards as a whole, and how you can go about getting those if you want to. And we've got a tremendous distributor, I'll give you the details of those in that video, who can also send you the essential oils. If you think, right, okay, I keep pulling, I don't know, lemongrass card, for example, and I haven't got any lemongrass, and I really think that I need it, then we'll give you the details of our distributor who can send you this and the essential oil too. And finally, we'll give you details of how you can access a video that shows you how to use the lavender oil for various conditions. So for example, if you wanted to make, well, that acne cream, for example, with the bergamot, and you thought, actually, I'm really confused, I'm really worried that I'm going to make their skin sensitive, I would just rather know off a recipe. So I'll give you the details of how you can access another video that shows you exactly how to use them, how many drops you should have, what oils we've blended in, what carrier oils, to get the very best from your treatment. So this is video 1. You have a very easy way to get down to the next step, which is this link below that says, what is this lavender essential oil good for? And it will take you free of charge to my website, where you can see a better video. Now, I'm a big believer in you ask a person who is good at something to show you how to do something. So I'm the right person, I hope, to have shown you about essential oils. But YouTube, that's a different matter. You ask a 10-year-old, don't you, how to do YouTube. So I'm going to hand you over to my son Dexter, who will tell you how to like and share the video. Incidentally, if you are selling doTERRA lavender essential oil or Young Living lavender essential oil, and you think, well, I'd love to know more about how I could sell this safely, more about the emotional side, so I can really tap into what my customers thinking and get a really good sales pitch going. Fantastic. With the people to follow. So you will want to subscribe and you will want to get notifications. And if you, apparently if you get notifications every time Gagley or I upload some more content, it will automatically come through to you. How that works is a bewilderment to me. I'm going to ask Dexter to show you how to do that. In the meantime, don't forget the video that tells you what is lavender oil good for. Then click that and we'll go to a better video, and I'll see you on the other side.
So I'm going to teach you how to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. So you get your phone, you turn it this way up, and then there's a little red subscribe button. Turn it grey by clicking it, and then there's a little bell. Click that and press all at the bottom of your phone or tablet or computer. It will say you will receive all notifications, and then there's a little hand with a thumbs up. Click that, it'll turn it blue and it says added to your liked videos, and there will be comments, and if you want to, you can send a comment and say like hi's to Mum and Gagley, and then the link to the next video will be in the description below underneath the video. So bye.